Do you want to start drawing like a pro without going to any classes, without spending any money, completely free and self-taught? Then this video is exactly for you. Hi, I'm Donia, and welcome to the second part of the Zero to Hero pencil drawing series. In this video, I'm going to teach you really valuable stuff, from a quick recap of the previous lesson to understanding volume, shading, and drawing simple objects like pots and fruits. Just stick with me till the end, because if you don't follow along properly, you won't really understand the key ideas. And if you're completely new to drawing, make sure you watch part 1 first, so you can start from the very beginning, step by step. Let's jump into shading different shapes. The first one is a circle. As you can see, we're taking a simple circle and giving it volume in a really easy way, based on the direction of the light hitting it. We use soft, gradual shading to build the form. The spot where the light directly hits stays completely white, and as we move away from the light, the shadows slowly get darker. The more we go into the darker areas, the more pressure we apply with the pencil. To get all the tutorials, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, because I upload a new educational video every week, packed with amazing tips. For shading shapes, you can also build it up in layers. Start with light layers first, and if you want it darker, just keep adding more layers gradually. But when it comes to cubes and sharp-edged shapes like pyramids, it gets a bit different. The light and shadow are a little more complex because of all the edges, bumps, and flat surfaces. The shadows appear more suddenly on the form, but the same rules still apply as what we learned with the circle. The further you move away from the light, the darker it gets. And the cast shadow behind the object is really important for giving the whole shape proper volume and making it feel 3D. A professional artist, before creating their first artwork, needs to fully understand light and shadow. They should be able to draw and design everything they see, whether it's a face, a simple object, or even a landscape. I'm really glad you've stuck with me this far in the video. The more we go forward, the more exciting the lessons get. So just stay with me and keep your focus, because these tips are super important and need a deep understanding. The second stage of this video is about turning geometric shapes into simple objects. So here we have 2 circles of the same size, and I'm going to try to turn each of them into 2 different objects in the simplest way possible, using the least amount of detail. Now pay attention. When we draw anything, we always start by thinking about its overall shape first. For example, if we look at an apple and an orange, they're basically both round in their general form. So we start with a circle first, and then we go into the details later. This way, you can learn how to draw almost anything you want much more easily, step by step. No one starts off skilled from day one. They all started exactly where you are right now, with simple circles, basic lines, and repetitive practice. So what made the difference? They kept going. Not because they had some crazy natural talent, but because they practiced every single day, even if it was just for a few minutes. Some of the most famous artists spent years just practicing shading before they ever moved on to portraits or more complex drawings. Because they understood something really important. Professional drawing doesn't start with details. It starts with understanding the simplest shapes. And the more you practice, the more your eye develops too. You stop just looking at things and start understanding where the light is, how the form is built, and why something looks real. So if right now you feel like some things are hard, that's not the end of the road. That's actually part of the learning process. Stage 3 is where we start drawing an object with more detail. In this step, we're going to draw 2 different pots using nothing more than a regular pencil, the kind pretty much everyone has at home. And here's something I want you to remember. You don't need expensive art supplies to start drawing. When you're just getting started, use whatever pencil you have. What matters most isn't the tool, it's the practice. Before we draw anything, we first figure out which basic shapes make up the object. If we look at this pot, we can see it's mostly made up of circles and ovals. So the first thing we'll do is find the center line. Then, we'll start building the basic geometric shapes. Once those simple shapes are in place, adding the details becomes so much easier. Before you even add a single detail, take a few seconds to really look at your subject. Don't rush into copying what you see. Instead, ask yourself, what basic shapes make up this object? Where's the biggest part? Where's the narrowest part? Is it symmetrical or not? Just asking yourself these simple questions can help you avoid some of the most common mistakes beginners make. Another important tip is this. At this stage, don't worry about making your drawing look clean or perfect. These first lines are just guidelines. A lot of beginners are so afraid of making mistakes that they barely let the pencil touch the paper. But even professional artists start with light, loose sketch lines, and then refine and clean them up as they go. Remember, drawing isn't a race. The more patiently you check your proportions, the more natural and realistic your final drawing will look. Here's another great exercise. Once you've finished your basic sketch, step back for a few seconds and look at it from a distance. You'll often notice mistakes that were impossible to see when you were sitting right in front of the paper. And one last tip. Try not to practice only from photos. Every day, pick a simple object around your house. A cup, a bottle, a teapot, or even a pot like this, and draw it from real life. That one habit will improve your observation skills so much. Little by little, you'll stop memorizing shapes and start truly seeing what you're drawing. And that's the skill that separates a beginner from a professional artist. One thing that not many people tell you is that getting better at drawing depends more on training your eyes than your hands. The more you draw, the more your eyes improve. Little by little, you'll start noticing things you never saw before, tiny changes in light, subtle angles, and the correct proportions of objects. That's why, after a few months of practice, you'll probably look back at your old drawings and think, how did I not notice those mistakes? The answer is simple. Your artist's eye has grown. Here's a really effective exercise. Don't draw a subject just once. Draw the same object again a few days later, then draw it again a week after that. When you put those drawings side by side, you'll actually see your progress with your own eyes. And trust me, that's one of the biggest motivation boosts you can get. Also, never throw your drawings away. Keep every single one of them. They're like a journal of your progress. Every page you fill means you've taken one more step forward. Even if you don't notice it yet. And here's something really important. Making mistakes doesn't mean you're bad at drawing. It means you're learning. Every wrong line teaches you something that helps you do it better next time. So don't be afraid of mistakes. Embrace them. Practice and learning from your mistakes are what help every great artist improve. Here's another tip. Don't feel like you always have to draw a brand new subject every day. Sometimes drawing the same object for the second, third, or even 10th time is way more valuable than drawing 10 different objects. Every time you redraw it, you'll notice new things and fix mistakes you missed before. That's exactly how many of the world's greatest artists improved their skills. And if you ever have a day when your drawing doesn't turn out the way you hoped, don't get discouraged. Not every drawing has to be a masterpiece. Even professional artists have made plenty of drawings they're not proud of. The difference is, they picked up the pencil again and kept going. So be patient with yourself. Great skills aren't built overnight. They're built through hours of practice, patience, and consistency. And if you've made it this far in the video, Thank you for sticking with me. If you want to learn drawing step by step from complete beginner to a more advanced level, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I post new tutorials every week, packed with practical exercises and helpful tips to help you improve. And I have one small favor to ask. When you finish today's exercise, take a picture of your drawing and post it in the comments. I'd love to see your work and help you improve whenever I can. Maybe I'll even feature and review some of your drawings in a future video so we can all learn together. If you enjoyed this style of teaching, I definitely recommend checking out the other tutorials on my channel too. In each video, we focus on one specific skill, from basic shapes and sketching to portraits, eyes, animals, landscapes, shading techniques, and lots of other tips to help you improve step by step. I've designed these lessons to start from the very basics and gradually become more advanced, so every video builds on the last and helps you grow as an artist. Even if you're a complete beginner right now, if you keep following the series, you'll be surprised by how much easier drawing starts to feel. This video is just the beginning. From here on, we'll move into more exciting lessons that will help you turn simple sketches into realistic, professional-looking drawings. So when you finish this video, go ahead and watch the next lesson, and let's keep learning together, one step at a time. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like the next tutorial to be about. I read your comments, and your ideas might even inspire one of my upcoming videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. It really supports the channel and helps more people discover these tutorials. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep drawing, keep creating, and never stop being creative.